Check it out, we're gonna do a review of the Boundary Supply Stasis Pro. It's a backpack, it's a sling, it's expensive, it connects to the Rennen Pro. We're gonna look at all the pros and the cons and pack the bag out and see if it's worth it. And if you're not quite sure if this is the bag for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I'll make some alternative bag recommendations that are similar, but a little different, so you can kind of get an idea of what's on the market, because my goal is to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Boundary Supply Stasis Pro. Boundary Supply is a really cool bag company. They've been around for like 7 years. They crushed it on Kickstarter. They've got a lot of different product offerings, but usually all their products are more on the technical side, feature heavy. Tons of magnets. And some of this bag's top features being an extremely weather-resistant X-Pack fabric on the exterior, a minimalist main compartment, a well-organized clamshell style opening tech compartment, the ability to be worn as a backpack or as a sling, I'll show you how that works in just a minute, and the ability to attach onto the Boundary Supply Rennen Pro, and I'll show you specifically how that works 2 sections from now. The Stasis Pro currently comes in one color option, black. The size is 15 liters, which is, a really nice, small, manageable bag, as long as you don't carry a ton of gear. For dimensions, it's got a height of around 13 inches, width of around 12 inches, and we'll check out the depth when the bag is fully packed out. Boundary Supply bags are typically on the heavier side, but this one's not too bad. I'm getting 2 pounds on scale number 1 and 2 pounds on scale number 2. This is the Stasis Pro when it's empty, and this is the Stasis Pro when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomadization team. For reference, I'm 5'8" and Margaret is 5'2", and we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Boundary Supply products are covered by a 3-year limited warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all that, the Stasis Pro comes in at a really hefty price tag. Currently it is $329 USD. But if at any point in this review you're like, dude, love the bag, I would pay any price to get my hands on the Stasis Pro, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do ask that you do so with the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. That link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Boundary Supply Stasis Pro. It should be noted this Pro collection is Boundary Supply's take on business bags, which I find to be kind of interesting. This bag doesn't scream business to me, maybe like startup founder businessy, but not like corporate businessy, that's for sure. The primary fabric is X-Pack VX21. This is the same fabric that sailboats use on their cloth, the sailcloth. So it's like crazy resistant to rain, like super, super, super weatherproof, and it's really abrasion resistant as well. But it does got a bit of a crunch to it, which can really annoy some people. I've learned to appreciate the crunch. Yeah. It's crunchy. Boundary's branding, pretty subtle as it's black on black. And below the logo, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 external lash points if you want to clip things onto the bag, like a carabiner or something. It's actually a pretty fast section. I think we're done with the front of the bag. But now the bag's gonna really open up. We're gonna talk about some of its like primary features. So let's talk about the middle of the Boundary Supply Stasis Pro. First of all, notice on the sides, we have no external water bottle holder. This is a small bag. It wasn't gonna fit one. I thought I lost these. We found them. Cool. These are very important. I'll explain why in just a minute. So the bag's got a very slim silhouette, which means there's no water bottle holders externally. But notice that the main compartment and tech compartment and quick access pocket here are all protected with YKK PU coated zippers. PU coating equals more weather resistance, but PU coating can peel over time. Pro and a con, something to keep in mind. When you get into the main compartment, you can see it's dark, dude. Really dark. Interesting design choice by Boundary here. I usually don't like a dark lining in a backpack because it just makes it a little more difficult to find what you put where. I kind of like a lighter fabric, which makes a highlight effect in the bag. But darker fabric doesn't get dirty as quick. I mean, it does, but you don't see the dirt. This lining is really interesting. It feels amazing, to be honest. It feels burly. It just feels strong. It's nice. I don't know what it is, but I quite like this fabric. In the main compartment, we only have this one sleeve for organization. Super minimalist. And then on the front side, there's nothing to talk about except for up here, we got magnets, and strong ones too. And if you like magnets, you'll be super stoked to know that they are also on the bottom of the bag. This is actually a really cool feature because as you can see, there's sort of this fold in the fabric, right? So what this means is when the bag is not packed out, it maintains a slim silhouette because the magnets are connected, pulling the bag in. But when you pack the bag out, the magnets will then disconnect, creating an expansion effect, which like I said is on the top and on the bottom. I don't think there's gonna be anything bad about that. We'll see when we fully pack the bag out, which we're gonna do right now. Now seeing as this is a business bag, I got some business stuff. But remember, 15 liters, it's not a big bag, right? Like most everyday carries are in the 20 to 25 liter range these days. So you can see I got a pretty big tech pouch we can fit into the bottom. Now notice too, the magnets that are compressed in the bag, they're pretty strong. Like I gotta really get that in there, but you can see it gives a lot more space when it does. Gonna throw a rain fly in there, a couple of notebooks in the back sleeve, sunglasses. Let's see if I can fit my ultra light Unbound Merino ox blood hoodie in there. Perfect. My big old Sony headphones. And that's probably all you're gonna get in a bag of this size. And notice the change in the silhouette, right? And you can see the magnets are fully expanded here. Magnet 1, magnet 2, 3, 4, and on the bottom. The only potential downside I see with these magnets is if you get like caught on something and, you know, on the bottom of the bag. But overall, I think it's a great feature. Really well designed and implemented. But I don't feel that way about everything on this bag. We'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do, we got a top handle right here. Gets the job done. Nice nylon webbing. And then we also got a quick access pocket on this side of the bag. It's gonna be a left swing, right grab kind of a situation. This pocket's huge. Holy crap, it goes all the way to the other side of the bag. It's got a little air tag sleeve right there. And for me, it could be a good spot to keep your wallet. And I might be like, Aaron, what is this little guy? This is in the middle. We're talking about the middle of the bag. Talk about that. I'm going to. Don't worry, I'm gonna feed you, little birdies. So as you can see, this bag has 1, 2, 3, 4 magnetic components, right? And they can attach onto this other magnet. The top ones can be stowed away. The bottom ones clip into each other on the side, and what these allow you to do is connect the Stasis Pro to the Rennen Pro. And you can see basically that you can wear the Stasis Pro on the outside of the Rennen Pro, which is a little perplexing to me because I just don't understand who's gonna do this. I understand that functionally speaking, you know, like there's advantages of being able to have modular components that can connect to each other, but I mean, these are really expensive bags. They're supposed to be business bags. It could be perceived as quite the theft magnet because the magnets themselves, you know, kind of easy just to do that. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is the two bag connection, does it make more sense to you? Do you think it's something that you'd get value out of? Are you confused like me? Not really getting it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And real fast, if you're enjoying this review, there's a good chance you might be a bag nerd, which I am as well. Guilty as charged. Welcome to the club. And you might be smitten to find out, if that's the case, that this club isn't just exclusive to YouTube. Yeah, we do a lot of epic video bag reviews, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter, which is like an epic deep dive into the world of travel and everyday carry gear. Mostly bags, but we sprinkle in some other stuff as well. So if you want me to be like your reporter in the field, bringing you the newest updates, bag releases, drops from brands biggest to smallest and everything in between, you're definitely gonna wanna sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do so by finding this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's move on and talk about the back of the Boundary Supply Stasis Pro. Starting with the tech compartment, which gives you decent clamshell style opening. Like you can see right here, you're not gonna be able to go full clamshell. And if you try to, it's gonna put a lot of stress on these zippers. So it's kind of be like this, like standing. On the front side, we got 1, 2 mesh pockets. And on the tech sleeve itself, we've got laptop to sleeve, 2 lining pockets, and a zipper pocket at the bottom. Time to pack you out. First things first, with the tech sleeve, I got a cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro here, and you can see, definitely not gonna fit. It says it can fit most 14-inch laptops, so in theory, my 13-inch MacBook Pro should slide right on in. Oh yeah, it should fit a 14-inch. It'll be a tight squeeze, but should fit. These pockets here, I'm gonna throw my Magic Mouse. I got all my business stuff here, right? I got a portable battery. I really like this tech sleeve. Maybe just because it works for exactly what I need to pack in it, because I've always got my Magic Mouse and my battery with me, right? And those just fit perfectly right there. But it's also just nicely designed in general, this whole tech compartment. It's minimal, but just giving me the right amount of pockets. Bottom here, I'm gonna throw a bunch of pens, right? My pen sleeve, let's see if they'll fit. Yeah, great pen spot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't get the attachment mechanism thing. That doesn't make sense to me. And we'll talk about the price point a little bit later, which I'm also not a fan of. But that aside, I actually really like this bag. Like, it's small, it's compact. This whole organization system is great. Like, it's a classic style sort of a look to it. This is like I'm wandering around the city for a day, getting some work done, jumping around a couple of coffee shops, maybe going to a meeting, right, at a co-working space, whatever it is. Like, you know, it's great. Now notice we're going full clamshell now. It's like, oof, I'm scared. That scares me, so yeah, don't do that. On the other side, we got this little piece of hardware. Could be used to attach your keys to. I'm just gonna go ahead and pack it out. Got a protein bar, AirPods, and then the bottom one, a little bit tighter, okay? Especially when the bag's fully packed out, so good spot for my passport-sized notebook. I'll throw my charging cable in there as well. I'm not gonna lie, I love the organization of this. Love it, love it, love it. We'll see if it can close. I'm really pushing the bag to its limits here. But we got full closure, and that's a bag that's ready for a day at work in the city. Let's talk about the back panel. The shoulder straps are thin in terms of their depth. Their width is fine. We're at about 2.5 inches. So that width is good because you don't want these straps cutting into you. Granted, it's not a huge bag, right? But when it's decked out with all your tech gear, you know, it's gonna have some weight. But more or less, I think that maybe a little bit more depth and padding would have been nice for me. But if you don't like thick, oppressive shoulder straps, you just like something more thin and minimalist and light. That's what these feel like. We've got some external lash points at the bottom of the shoulder straps, nice nylon webbing at the bottom of the shoulder strap as well, and a good old-fashioned dangle stopper. My favorite kind too, the plastic ones. That's gonna make this little guy happy. Boundary Supply helping us hashtag stop the dangle. Appreciate your service, gentlemen. The back panel itself is quite nice too. Not everyone's gonna love this. Margaret, you're not a fan of back panels like this, right? No. This is a back panel where we have a lot going on, right? A lot of ventilation, and it's got some structure to it. That's the good side, but someone like Margaret doesn't like a back panel like this. Why don't you like this? It's too hard. You can kind of feel that, right? Yeah. But on the flip side, you know, a back panel like this is a little hard, and like, you know how you have like these ridges, right? Like, I mean, this is like a canyon. It's like waves, right? You're flowing with the Boundary Supply backpack. But because of that, you can kind of maybe feel these, especially like in hotter summer days, right? You can feel the ridges maybe in your back. It's not uncomfortable or painful necessarily, but it is noticeable. Now, before I show one of the last and most important features of this bag, we got this little hidden back wallet pocket, but it's not great. And the reason is it's just small and inaccessible. There's a reason I put my wallet in the side pocket, because when this bag is fully packed out, it's just really hard to kind of, getting it in isn't too hard, right? And it's RFID safe, which there's controversial takes on RFID, if it's actually a thing or not. But getting your wallet out of here, a little bit of a you can probably develop a system. I'm gonna say it's not inaccessible, right? That took me 4.5 seconds. 5. But it's not the most seamless back wallet pocket I've ever used. It's just because it's a little small, right? If it was a little bit longer of a zipper, it would give you a bit more room to kind of stick your hand in and grab your wallet faster. Now for Boundary Supply's final trick is the ability to take this Stasis Pro and go from backpack mode to sling mode, which for me at 15 liters, that's a big sling. And I don't think it's gonna really provide a lot of value for a lot of people, except y'all cyclists out there, right? And what you can do is just unhook the G hook. Oh God, I've been unhooking these bad boys for years and they still are so annoying, but they're very secure. That's the good part about G hooks. Now you can go ahead and take one of the shoulder straps, sew it away. It's your time to rest, little guy. Like so. It should be noted that the stowage is a little strange because look how long the shoulder strap is, right? So the back panel is about 12 inches to the bottom right here, the space that you can actually stow it away, versus the shoulder strap itself is around 17 inches, right? Now the shoulder strap is a little bit higher, but we still obviously, you know, I'm not great at math, did not excel in mathematics in school, but you can see, you know, you just got excess shoulder strappage. You can kind of like fold it in there a little bit, but you know, you gotta rough it up to make that happen. So I've kind of like folded it over itself, which I'm not crazy about that, but these shoulder straps are tough, so I think they'll be okay, I think. Then you clip it on to the other side, G-hook, and boom, you're in sling mode. Again, sling mode for most of us out there, it just doesn't make sense on a bag this big in my opinion. Like you just wanted to strap it, it's more comfortable. I got a lot of weight in here, it's all on one shoulder. But again, if you're cycling or you're just a sling enthusiast, then having the option is nice. But I will say in my opinion, this bag is a backpack very, very, very first, and a sling very, very, very second. And overall, the comfort, I was wearing this outside earlier for like 30 minutes, really comfortable in backpack mode. Remember, it's a small bag. This is not a 30-liter travel backpack, so overall it was a very comfortable wear. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Boundary Supply Stasis Pro. Pro number 1 is I love the compression system they implemented on the top and the bottom of the magnets. Pro number 2 is the organization of its tech compartment, at least for me, is absolutely perfect. And pro number 3 is the PU coated zippers plus the X-Pack material equals this bag is going to be extremely weather resistant. But let's talk about the overall cons as well. Con number 1 is the stowage of the shoulder strap to go into sling mode. Didn't work too great. Con number 2 is the whole, you can attach this to the Rennen Pro. Didn't work for me, kind of broke my brain. And con number 3 is at $330 US. I think the value proposition is a bit of a tough sell. But I also want to clarify, I buy $200 Nike shoes and $10,000 on tattoos, right? So at the end of the day, value is, you know, that depends on what you find valuable. And if you find this bag valuable and you're thinking about picking one up, just a reminder, we do recommend that you do so with the first link in the description, because that's where you can get the best price and any discount codes if we have them. Thank you very much. But if you're not sure, for the alternatives I teased, let me give them to you. Alternative recommendation number 1, they able carry 13. Great option for you if you're digging the whole weatherproofness of the Stasis Pro. The 13 also, PU coated zipper, same X-Pack VX21 fabric, lighter interior, can't be turned into a sling, it's just a backpack, but it's one of my favorite small backpacks of all time. And it's about half the price. And my second recommendation is gonna be this guy, the Air Pro Pack Slim. Great option for you if you're looking for a small bag, but you're like, you know, I don't need all that weatherproofing. Because here's one thing about X-Pack, like as you use X-Pack for longer and longer, it gets more sinewy, like the lines in the X-Pack just become more noticeable, and not a lot of people like that. I'm not crazy about that. It doesn't lose its performance, just like it's a visual thing. If you're like, I don't need that X-Pack, that crunchiness, I want something a little more professional, that's what Air does best. This is like a 12 or 13 liter bag, external water bottle holder, while still keeping a very slim profile, and it's got real chunky shoulder straps, right? These shoulder straps not as chunky, this chunkalicious. And to learn more about either of these bags, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.